After a couple weeks off, the e-auto racing series is back on the air. Live from Iowa, it is the Cheri Parsons Drive to End Pancreatic Cancer 100. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, joined with me by my new partner in crime, Mr. Rick Ravon. Rick, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fantastic, Tony. How the hell are you?
If I was any happier, I'd need to be twins. But, you know, it's good to see these cars back out on the track, but it's definitely not a reason that we want them on the track tonight.
Absolutely not, Tony. You know, the iRacing community lost a fan this past week with the passing of Cheri Parsons. She unfortunately lost her battle with pancreatic cancer. And tonight we're holding this race to, help raise awareness. And for those of you out there who are watching, please donate. We ask that you go to www.cancer.org. And if you want to keep going from there, /cancer/pancreatic. Otherwise, just go to cancer.org. And please donate. It's a very worthy cause.
Absolutely. And, you know, Cheri's plight was actually brought to our attention by one of our fellow iRacers, Mr. Chris Bouchard, who both broadcasting regulars will recognize from a lot of the other series that we run with. And, you know, and that's the one thing I do love about the whole iRacing community is when a racer says, hey, this happened, the entire community steps up and says, okay, how can we help?
You know, it really is beautiful to take something so tragic like this and turn it into something good. Chris Bouchard had this to say about Cheri. He said Cheri was someone who would do anything to help others. She would bend over backwards to help somebody. She was big in our family's food vending business, where I can remember her giving me boxes of Twinkies to eat since I was so young. Cheri and Jim always stayed in touch with our family when we stopped doing the vending business. They would come over to our house at least twice a month. A few years ago, her health started going south. Being diagnosed with cancer, she started chemotherapy, and the pain from it was unimaginable. We started seeing her more and more, going to Reno baseball games, going on a drive, whatever we could do to spend time with her. I saw her last a week before she passed. She's a fighter. And then she passed away on Wednesday, and my mother cried for the rest of the day. This is what Chris Bouchard said. But we know that she's out of pain now. She can go smile up in heaven because she is an angel. She's going to be dearly missed by all. She wasn't only a great friend, but she was a mother, a grandmother, a wife, and one hell of a kind person. She'll be dearly missed. Again, that comes straight from Chris Bouchard.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to, make a donation in Cheri's name, we do ask that you go to cancer.org to make your donations to the American Cancer Society. So, Hot Laps getting ready to wind down right now. Ray Black Jr. currently sitting atop the leaderboard. They don't.
Are we in qualifying right now?
No. This is the Hot Lap session. We're about to go to qualifying. As a matter of fact,
I've got a list here that's showing underneath that says practice, qualifying, race. I've got times under qualifying.
Well then, we're late. So.
Incidentally, I don't know if you've noticed, Tony, but I'm watching driver after driver after driver having trouble coming through turn 4. They're coming off 4 and just losing the back end and walloping the inside pit wall.
Well, that's the big thing. The reason why they call this the D-shaped demon of the Midwest. The fact that it's very easy to try to knock down the turn 4 wall. As relatively cool night here. Going to go through the grid real quick. Kind of a short field. 15 cars getting ready to take to the green. Ray Black Jr. sitting atop the leaderboard. He's going to be joined up on the front row with James Day Jr. Row number 2 is going to go to Timothy Mangini. Tim, I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. He's going to be joined with Kurt Granger. Row number 3 is going to see David Bigger and Joseph John Braun. Francois Pelletier, or Frenchie as we like to call him, and he's going to be joined with Jay Walters in row number 4. Row 5 is going to see Daryl Spear and Butch Frazier roll off. Row 11 is going to go to Zach Collison and Ross Weiss. I hope I'm saying that right, Ross. Again, nobody has gotten with me to give me correct pronunciations here. And Kerry Morris going to be starting shotgun on the field. So 15 cars gridding up right now.
This is a fixed setup race, incidentally. No driver has a speed advantage over the other, which myself in particular, I love it that way. It's one thing I hate is to, as competitive as I am, I hate to get beat by a faster car. If you're going to beat me with equal equipment, and all of these guys here tonight have equal equipment. Absolutely,
and that's one of the beauties of the iRacing community is you can jump into a fixed setup race. It helps if you don't know how to make a setup. Fixed setup is where you want to be. But like you said, it puts it more in the driver's hands and not, I got out tuned. I just got flat out driven.
And you know what? If you're one of those people who don't know how to make a setup, don't feel bad. I've been doing this literally for 25 years as a sim racer, and I still know very, very little about making a setup. And I love to jump in these fixed setup races because I just love to drive. I'm like Cole Trickle. I know nothing about the car. I just love to drive.
Oh, you and I are going to get along just fine. So, car's getting ready to roll off right now, going down the American Ethanol back straightaway. And I'm at the wrong track. So the back straightaway here at Iowa. Yeah, no, I was thinking Kansas. Never mind. But the D-shaped dirt demon of the Midwest, or yeah, D-shaped dirt demon, D-shaped demon of the Midwest, as
incidentally, I hope that my trading paints is working correctly. I hope I could see these guys. Proper paint schemes. I would hate to make a bad call on this.
I'm in the same boat as you, and I'm not 100% certain myself.
These do look kind of generic to me. I got a green and black car number 7 on the pole.
You don't have trading paints working.
Well, there you go.
And my trading paints just pooed the bed myself. So
I do have trading paints, but it's not working correctly. So what I'm not going to do tonight is call the colors of the cars.
And that's not where I wanted that. Okay. But, no, Ray Black Jr. is in the Scuba Life 07. The car on the outside of the front row, James Day, that particular one, okay, that paint just rezzed for me. So it looks like he is, I have no idea what that says.
And the pace car's in, and look at the 07 take off. As soon as the pace car hit the pit lane, he jumped on it, and he's got about 4 car lengths going into turn 1.
Ray Black Jr. known to not waste any time trying to make some hay. James Day right on his back bumper, though. Jr. tries to get a little bit of an advantage going down the back straightaway. Day kind of gives it to him. Here comes Kurt Granger on the inside as they haul off into the front straightaway. And Mangini into the wall coming out of turn number 4.
I'm still focused on the leaders. Now I got the 4 and the 14. It looks like Joseph John Braun and Timothy Mangini are going at it. Real hot and heavy.
Absolutely. Is both those cars a little worse for wear right now.
Ray Black Jr. with about a 2-car length lead over the 98 of James Day Jr. Then you've got Curtis Granger sitting in 3rd place, about 6 car lengths behind those two. Braun sitting in 4th. Jay Walters in 5th. And that's your top 5 as it stands right now, with 4 laps now.
And it looks like Junior's running a different paint scheme than I'm used to seeing him in tonight. Skull Bandit colors on that car as he hits the wall, and we've got a new leader.
The 98 of James Day Jr. came alongside and picked up the lead. And look at the battle for second place. Granger and Black Jr. running side by side for second place. And it looks like it's going to be Black Jr. But the 18 is not giving up.
Not right now, he's not. That's one thing you got to love about this league is every driver's got a never say die attitude.
James Day Jr. begins to run away in that 98, but the battle right now is still for second place between the 07 of Black Jr. and Curtis Granger in the 18. And the 14 and the 12 get side by side for fourth place.
That's Jay Walters and J.J. Braun. Not seen a lot of those guys yet this year. So don't know a whole lot about them, but they're definitely throwing bombs at each other right now in the early going. As we are currently working lap 7, going to be starting lap 8 this time across the stripe.
And we've got a 3-car battle for 8th place right now between the 15 of Kerry Morris, the 57 of David Bigger, and Francois Pelletier, I think.
Pelletier,
okay.
Just call him Frenchie.
I'll do the. Oh, that's Frenchie.
That's
Frenchie.
That's Frenchie.
Okay. I know who that is now. I'll just call him Frenchie.
So, and it's good to see all the body panels, still looking like they rolled it off the trailer on the Gold Cube number 19. Because, everybody that's seen Mofa broadcasts in the past, we've seen that car look like it's gone through a demolition derby as a prelude to, a wrecking ball.
If we could scan back to 6th place right now, I'm looking at car number 4, Timothy Mangini. I'll get it right one of these days.
So will I.
The back end of his car is a little bit crumpled up, so I don't know if he lost the back end and just tapped the wall. But look at, he comes along strong inside of the car 07.
Ray Black Jr. falling back like a stone right now. But, yeah, Mangini has tried to knock down the turn 4 wall on more than one occasion so far tonight.
Well, he's not the only one. Like I said, I saw car after car losing it coming off turn 4 and smacking the inside wall, actually the pit wall.
I dare say it's probably going to be Calamity Corner for us here at the D-shaped Demon of the Midwest.
So far, everybody seems to be behaving themselves quite well.
Well,
James Day Jr. still has the lead by about, I'd say about 8 car lengths over the car number 18 of Curtis Granger.
Absolutely. And then Jay Walters in third is 2.5 seconds back on 1.5 miles. Let that sink in for a moment, folks.
Meanwhile, you got Kerry Morris and who is this? The 14? No, 15 car of Morris and Ray Black Jr. Wasn't he the pole sitter?
He was.
He's dropped back to 6th place. I think actually now he's in 7th. And car number 4, Timothy Mangini, with the mangled back end, is actually closing in on him. Here he comes off turn 4. He just pancaked the right side of the car as he chases down Black Jr.
And so did Morris, too. We were watching that live on the stream as they both did it. How Junior kept it off the wall, I have no idea. But
very close coming off of 2.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you who follow the Monster Energy Cup and have followed the Xfinity Series in the past, the name Ray Black Jr. might seem a little bit familiar with you, as he has driven the Scuba Life 07, as who just died.
Nobody died. We're looking at the 15, the 7, and the 4. They're racing like it's the last lap of the race, Tony.
Yes, they are. And that's the type of racing you're going to see here week in and week out in the e-auto racing series.
And now the 15 has some damage to the back end.
Well, he tried to knock down the turn 4 wall a couple laps ago, and Pelletier backing out of it, seeing what's going on in front of him and how hard those guys are driving. He's just trying to keep that car under him for all 100 laps here.
And he's under attack Well, he's actually attacking David Bigger in car 57. This battle for, I would say, 6th place.
And Junior's
again,
into the wall.
He hits the wall again.
Well, the thing is with Bigger and Pelletier, it's not really a battle. They're just trying to work together because
The 7's off the pace.
he's very much off the pace. I'm thinking he may have knocked the toe out of that car.
We watch him as he heads through turn 3. Let's see what the 57 can do about that. He pokes his nose underneath, but the 7 accelerates strong on the main stretch. Let's keep an eye on the 7.
Well, he's able to keep it wound up in that second lane, and that's something to keep an eye on as they start to get that second line worked in with some rubber down to it. You're going to see guys venturing up there.
And the 19 get by.
Very much so. Now, those 3 guys are actually in the same TeamSpeak channel. They're going to be working together as best they can tonight. So, look for when we do finally get some pit stops happening. Look for a fast repair to be burned.
Meanwhile, at the front of the field, we've got car number 98, James Day Jr., fighting with Curtis Granger. Look at this, side by side again, coming off turn 4. Granger wants the lead, and he wants it bad.
As Day Jr. brushes the wall going into turn number 1, a little bit of damage on the right side of that car. It looks like he's already ventured into the safer barrier territory already tonight.
I'm fascinated by this battle for the lead. Day Jr. continues to hold on to it, but Granger has been all over. We got a yellow flag.
And David Bigger is backwards on the front stretch. Let's see what happened there as the 57 will watch him come down the back straightaway now. He's got the 4 of Mangini on his outside. It's Frenchie to his inside. Oh, just took all the air off his spoiler.
It's hard to tell if they actually touched. I don't think they did. I think you're right about the air off the spoiler.
Well, let's see if the chopper picked anything up. Here we are from the chopper. Let's see if... Oh, yeah, there was contact.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because obviously this is still online racing, and so you have that slight bit of lag. So even if it doesn't look like there was contact, there may have been contact.
No, there was contact. You could watch the quarter panel kind of crinkle a little bit. Unfortunately, Frenchie had a run and just nowhere to go. So we are now under caution, and I dare say that Ray Black Jr.'s got to be counting his lucky stars right now, as that was definitely a timely one for him. And he's going to stay out to actually lead a lap here.
He might. He's right behind the 07.
Ray Black Jr. is the 07.
Yep, Ray Black. Oh, yeah, but Bigger was the one who was involved in
right,
the incident.
right.
Now
but
he's sitting in second place.
But Ray Black Jr. needed this caution. That car was messed up, straight up messed up.
You are not wrong.
That's my line, man.
I had to jump on that one. I couldn't wait for the opportunity.
I knew it was coming, too. That's the thing. I just, left her there, and you pulled the trigger.
Meanwhile, out of the pits, we've got Joseph John Braun. It looks like he's going to pick up third. And then the 12 car of Jay Walters is going to follow him. And then we got Curtis Granger and Timothy Mangini.
I'm going to go with Mangini.
Mangini it is. James Day Jr. Francois. Uh-oh. I need help with that.
Pelletier.
I'm going to have to write this one down and spell it phonetically, so I won't get it wrong next time. Pelletier.
Hey, don't feel bad. I was pronouncing it French for the first, 3 races we did back when there was another series that we did for these guys, and I was calling him Pelletier for the first, 3 races. Finally, he pulls me aside in TeamSpeak one night. He goes, dude, it's Pelletier. Oh, okay.
Well, Francois, if I get it wrong again during the course of this night, please forgive me. I'm trying my best. Really, I am. Meanwhile, behind Pelletier is Kerry Morris sitting in 9th place, rounding out the top 10, Butch Frazier. Let's go beyond that. Zach, I like to say collision, but I know that that's not. He wouldn't want to hear that anyway. Collision, right? What is it, Coliseum?
I'm going to go with Coliseum only because I think you're probably right there. It, it can't possibly be Collision. So, Tim Rossino, Ross Weiss, and Daryl Spear not taking the green tonight. So only 11 cars actually starting this piece. And
we're on lap 25 of 100, incidentally.
Which isn't bad, especially if you joined us for the Daytona race. There was, shall we say, squirrels in that event?
The 07 car of Black Jr. actually edges ahead of the pace car, and it looks like he's coming into the pits.
So, fuel strategy already rearing its ugly head as the teammates, Bigger and Black, bring her down pit side. Apparently they wanted to stay out.
Come around Black in the pits.
I'm thinking one of them might be out of gas.
Either that or somebody's about to get a speeding penalty.
Doubtful.
Interesting strategy though here, Tony, because you know the old rule of thumb is last in is the last out. So these guys are going to be at the back of the field.
As the lights are out on the pace car, so Braun, Walters, Granger, Margini, Pelletier, Day, Frazier, Morris, Coliseum, and Bigger winning the battle off pit road, going to be able to catch the tail end of the field before they get to the restart line.
Yeah, I don't know about Black Jr. though.
Looks like he might be. Yeah, he's out. He's about to cold trickle the field, I feel.
But he's going to have to hurry like heck.
And we are back underway. Sound the alarm as
green flag, green flag.
Green flag comes out, and we're already 3 wide for second.
Joseph John Brown runs away, but look at that battle for second place. 3 wide is right. There they go. It's Jay Walters fighting with Curtis Granger. And there's the 19 of Francois Pelletier. Got that right that time, I think. But these guys right now are racing. Oh, and it looks like the 4 just pancaked the wall on the right side coming off of turn 4.
You're not wrong, as Granger and Frenchie bring it side by side for third. Frenchie's in that second lane, able to keep it wound up a little bit. Looks like he's pinching down just a tick on Granger. Granger's going to have to lift on corner exit to stay off of Pelletier.
Pelletier and Granger side by side, but look at the, who's that? That's the 98 of Jay Jr. He almost stuck it right in between the two of them.
He was thinking about it. Now he's thinking about it again. He's going to go all the way to the low side.
The inside, 3 wide going into turn 3. Is this going to work? Somebody's going to have to lift, and it's the 19. And it looks like the 98 of Day Jr. is going to be able to come away with the spot as he slices in front of car 18, Granger.
You said it earlier, and I'm going to say it again. These guys are fighting it like it's the last lap, and they're fighting it for the lead. And this is only our battle for third.
Meanwhile, we can tell you that car 14 maintains the lead by about 5 or 6 car lengths over Jay Walters. But again, look at that 18 go. Curtis Granger comes inside and picks up third place from Jay Jr. once again. And now they spread out a little bit as they head down into turn number 3.
Well, those guys were slugging it out before the caution came out. They were slugging it out for the lead. I'm sure neither one of them's happy right now that they're back in third.
That's a tough pill to swallow when you're a racer, especially when you're as competitive as these guys are.
And from the looks of it, J.J. Braun, your leader in the 14, looks like he may have only taken 2 tires. Not sure how that's going to play out here, especially with Iowa being notorious for tire wear.
I'm not sure how many tires he took, but I suspect you might be right. 2 tires.
I have a thing up that tells me what the pit stop intervals were. He was 6 seconds quicker than anyone else.
Take a look at this, Tony. Here comes the 12. He's looking inside. He's caught up to the leader. And John Braun is now under attack from Walters. Keep an eye on this.
Well, Jay Walters, we've seen in a couple other series that we broadcast. We know that he's not going to do anything on purpose to try to rattle Braun, but he's going to race him hard, but expect to see him race him clean. And that's the one thing I do love about these guys is nobody's ever going to really, how should I put this? And go ahead and get your hate mail coming now, folks. Nobody's going to Kyle Busch somebody. And
I don't know how much hate mail you might get, but you might get some supportive mail for that comment.
So, yeah, you can get your hate mail coming. It's Tony Trapasso, P.O. Box OU812, Syracuse, New York.
There he goes. There he goes. Picks up the lead.
And we've got another new leader, our fourth of the event so far.
And look at Curtis Granger. He's catching them as well. Nobody could get away in the lead tonight.
Well, it's because Walters and Braun were running side by side for so long that let Granger and Day really sneak back into the picture.
And here comes Granger looking inside as they head through turn one. Once again, John Braun holds him off. And it looks like Walters is going to pull away just a little bit as they head down the backstretch once again.
He's looking on the inside, but thinks better of it, backs out of it. Tries to get a run coming off of turn 4. And Braun flirting with that safer barrier on the front stretch. Meanwhile, back in...
We're looking at the battle for 5th place. Car 19, Pelletier has it, but he's been under some serious attack by Morris. And here comes the 4-car of Mangini.
Well, Pelletier actually just got by Morris. And you're right, Mangini is on a charge right now. He's got a fast car, but hang on to it, kid.
Just a little bit, and he hangs on to it. Morris hangs on to it in the 15 car, a little sideways in turn 1.
I'm thinking he may have changed the flavor of his racing seat on that one.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's disgusting.
Anyways. Snickers bars are in the fridge, by the way. Battle for second heating up.
Baby Ruths are unavailable though right now, right?
Yeah. As James,
there he goes, around the outside of the 19, and he's got the spot.
Well, James Day makes a big move for second. As Braun got into the marbles coming off of 2, had to check up a tick.
Jay Walters is just running away with this right now. Look at the gap he's got as they come onto the backstretch. It's about 20 car lengths on Day Jr. And then Granger and Braun are fighting it out for 3rd place. They're just battles all up and down this field right now.
And right now, Jay Walters is your big mover of the event so far. Started 8th, currently running in 1st. 1.8 seconds to the good.
Well, Walters has definitely found the quick way around here because up to this point, nobody has been able to pull away, but Walters has found a way to do it as the 18 once again draws a beat on that 98.
You gotta just be amazed at the fact that, here we are closing in on the halfway point, and these guys are still slugging it out like it's the final lap.
They've been doing that all race long, Tony. No surprise there. We're looking at, Zach Collison. He's 12 laps down. It looks like he may have fallen out of the race, incidentally.
Looks like he has put it behind the wall. And I dare say we're closing in on green flag pit stops.
Butch Frazier is sitting back there in 10th place.
Oh, there it is. J.J. Braun pointing the wrong way just at the exit of the pits. Let's take a look at what happened here. Bounced off the wall, came down. The 4 had absolutely no chance to avoid him. So that's going to bring out caution number 2.
He was running in 4th place at the time. That's just terrible for him. Wow, the 4 really did get up into him.
Well, it was partly because the 14 bounced it off the safer barrier coming off the 4. But that's going to bring us back under caution.
I have a feeling that John Braun is going to disagree with that. It could be a lag issue on my part, but I'm not seeing the 14 bounce off the wall.
Well, it is what it is, but the right side of Butch Frazier's car is also pancaked, as everybody's bringing their pit side this time, so...
Are we able to do interviews during the race with these drivers?
We can. Just grab anybody you want to grab and bring them up in here. Just click and drag, sir. Click and drag.
Okay, we've got four guys down there.
It's a new TeamSpeak channel for them this week. The TeamSpeak channel that they had been using is unavailable to them now, so we are now in the Bofa Broadcasting TeamSpeak channel. As Curtis Granger winning the battle off pit road that time. And look who's sitting in second, our good friend Frenchie.
Do we have car 4?
Do we? No.
Do we have car 14?
We do not.
Okay, so neither one of the drivers involved in that last incident are available for comment right now.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, so upward and onward.
Fair enough.
Curtis Granger picks up the lead. We've got 48 laps complete. We're almost at the halfway point. And Francois Pelletier sits in second spot. Now, this is going to get interesting because you got Ray Black Jr. behind him and Morris. And then you've got the 14 of John Braun and some really fast cars behind him. So the leaders are kind of going to compress themselves once the green flag comes out. This is going to get real interesting, Tony.
And I'm not sure what just happened, but James Day Jr. has put it behind the wall.
Oh, no.
The 98 is out of the race, as is the 12. Not 100% certain what happened there, but...
I'm looking at the 98 right now on a replay. Let's see if I could see something here.
I couldn't see anything. He went into his pit stall and then poof. But, of course, you are watching...
Could be a connection issue.
That's a possibility, too. You are watching a presentation of Bofa Broadcasting. This is the Cheri Parsons Drive to End Pancreatic Cancer 100. Now, we are asking that tonight, if you're watching, that you stop by cancer.org and make a donation in the name of Cheri Parsons and do what you can to try to help end pancreatic cancer.
Yes, please do that. Please. It's a wonderful cause. So get on that as soon as you possibly can, and it is greatly appreciated. Now, Tony, I'm looking at lap 46. It looks like car 12 was behind the pace car, and as they headed for the pits, they got together, and car 12 hit the pit wall head on.
Ooh, that's never a good thing.
That would be what took him out of the race.
Well, the thing is these guys do give you one fast repair. And I'm not sure if the 12 is... yeah, the 12 did already burn it earlier.
He must have already had it.
So, Granger, Pelletier, Black, Morris, Braun, Mangini, Bigger, and Fraser, the 8 cars left in this one, we are going to get the green flag at the halfway point. And if the first 50 laps are any indication of what we have to look forward to, I'm going to just borrow a phrase from my friend Shane Andrews. Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on.
Pace car is in, and there goes the 18 of Curtis Granger. He takes off, leaving Pelletier and John Braun and Ray Black Jr. fighting for second place as Black Jr. draws a beat on Granger down the backstretch.
Using a little bit of the apron to help get that car to turn. Now, I had heard some complaints that the car was a little bit tight on entry and loose off, so usually that's what they call a loose tight situation where, to quote Sterling Marlin one day, it's kind of a loosey tighty, kind of like driving an old log wagon. And that battle for fourth is heating up between Morris and Braun right now, as Morris wants it, and he's going to get it as they haul off into turn number 1. But Braun fighting back.
Yeah, he's got the momentum on the outside. And look at the 15 come up. They almost touch as they came off turn 2. But John Braun is going to maintain the position for now.
Trying to pinch him down, not letting him get a run coming off of turn number 4. They almost make contact at the stripe. Good
Granger is really pushing in that 18 car. Did you see him come off turn 2? He almost hit the wall.
Well, Ray Black Jr. almost did the same thing as his teammate. Oh, there it goes.
Car sideways. It's Kerry Morris. He spins it to the infield. And he's going to hit the wall hard with the front of the car. He hits the pit wall, and, well, there he is immediately to the pits. Does that mean he has retired?
I don't know. Let's find out. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Just pancakes it coming off of 4 through the Legends Oval and just headlong into the wall, shoves the radiator into the fan shroud. I'm thinking he's at least going to be done for a while having to tow that beast.
If they get one quick repair, it's obvious he has already used it.
Well, he's still towing, so we're not 100% certain if he has or not. Meanwhile, the battle for second is the teammates slugging it out. Ray Black Jr. and Frenchie going at it, and here comes the 14 of J.J. Braun.
Amazingly still under green.
Three wide for second still as Frenchie takes the low line. And then slide jobs in front of his teammate as there was almost contact coming off the 4 between Ray Black Jr. and J.J. Braun.
Trying to get my bearings here.
And I wasn't live.
You weren't live.
I wasn't live.
Okay, so it's you that needs to get your bearings, not me.
One per broadcast, folks.
Meanwhile, it's Curtis Granger that still has the lead, and he's got a pretty solid lead in turn 1, about 15 or 17 car lengths over Francois Pelletier running in second, and then it's John Braun in third. Black Jr. in fourth, Mangini, David Bigger, Butch Frazier, and that's going to do it for the entire field right now.
11 cars took the green and only 8 remain as we've had 3 retired so far. Colasan was the first one to park it. Jay Walters is going to be scored in 10th. James Day Jr., unfortunately, going to be in 9th after leading a handful of laps tonight.
Now just 40 laps to go as it's Curtis Granger still with the lead. Trying to run him down is Pelletier in second place. And the field has spread themselves out pretty good except for Black Jr. and Mangini. They're going at it right now for fourth place.
Oh!
It looks like Bigger hits the wall coming off 4.
That was Black.
And Mangini takes it. Oh, that was Black. Did I get them wrong? I'm sorry. Black Jr., you're right. You are not wrong. Car 7 hit the wall.
And Mangini hit... Black hit the wall and Mangini hit Black. And David Bigger going to be the big winner in that one as he gets by his teammate.
I'm still getting used to the iRacing way to shuffle through the field because, well, wait a minute. Black Jr., wow, did you see that? As they approached turn 1, he got sideways. He wasn't even in the corner yet. That car's obviously got some serious damage.
Oh, you can watch.
And again, he's wiggling left and right. What did he just do?
He's not.
Tony, what was that about? Was he trying to maintain control?
Yeah,
Did he just lose
he
it?
was
Or
trying to
that intentional?
no, he was trying to maintain control. He has knocked the rear axle out of that car. If you watch, you can watch the rear axle walk back and forth on that car. And it looks like he's going to try to continue here.
We're still under green. No, he needs to bring it to the pits, Tony. He's going to get sideways again. Look at him dirt tracking through turn 1. He needs to go through the pits immediately because he knows he's going to bring out a yellow if he keeps it out there. He's got to bring it in. Look at him. He's still trying full speed. What is he doing? And he's spinning in front of the leader. And now the yellow comes out as he hits the wall in turn 3. I don't know what that was about, Tony. I don't know. That was kind of questionable.
I'm not 100% certain what was going on myself.
I mean, if he was trying to bring it into the pits, why would he be going so quick? There's no way he could hold on to that. And he's still out there. He still didn't bring it in. Of course, granted, the pits are closed, but he needs to get that car repaired ASAP. And look, he's still trying to hang on to it.
Yeah, you can see it in some of the camera views that we've got, that rear axle is walking all over the place. He has completely just destroyed the Panhard bar on that car.
I just don't understand what that was about. If you're trying to bring an ailing car into the pits, a broken car, why would you travel around the racetrack that quick? You know you're not going to be able to hold on to it.
Don't have an answer for you. And Kerry Morris has put it behind the wall as well. So then there were 7.
So Black Jr. is going to get the lucky dogs. He comes around the pace car. Meanwhile, we've got the rest of the field in the pits. There's Granger. He's going to be the first. Well, here goes the 4 past him. We're going to watch and see who's going to beat who out of the pits. And it looks like they're getting 4 tires. They're all getting 4 tires, Tony. And there goes the 19. There goes the 18. It's a race. Wow. What a duel to the cone. And who got it? It looks like, well, no, Pelletier. Now he's giving way to Granger. Granger beats them all out of the pits. And then Pelletier, Mangini, Bigger, John Braun, and Butch Frazier still hanging on there. He's the last car. Well, actually now, Black Jr. would be the last car of among those who are running, but Butch Frazier's still hanging on there.
And just receiving word, Frenchie popped for speeding.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be coming back down to pit lane once the green flag comes out. 33 laps to go.
It looks like Mangini got popped for speeding as well.
Wow, we're getting towards the end of the race, Tony. They're losing a little bit of their cool. That's what happens.
We've seen it before. We've seen it, a dozen times. Mile and a half can bring out the best and the worst in a driver. If you're happy with the way the car is handling, it'll bring out the best in you. If you're not so happy with the way the car is handling, what's the politically correct way?
It'll bring out
to
a little
put
bit
this?
less than the best in you.
Yeah, go with that thought.
It's the best I could come up with.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Incidentally, David Bigger throwing the fake as he came through turn 4. He acted like he was coming down the pits. I don't think anybody was going to buy that one, Tony.
No, far from it. So Granger, Pelletier, and Mangini all popped for speeding.
Wow.
So David Bigger gonna lead his first lap tonight. Started 5th. J.J. Braun going to be sitting outside row number 1. Butch Frazier, a name that we haven't seen a lot of tonight because Butch is one of those silent assassin kind of drivers that, he'll hang back until it's go time. And, well, it's go time, so now Butch is sitting in 3rd.
I find it interesting that car 7, Black Jr., after all of that damage, obviously he had a quick repair ready to go because he looks like he's as good as new. And guess what? He's sitting in 4th place right now. Actually, he just picked up 3rd because who just came into the pits? Butch Frazier.
Butch Frazier looked at how many laps are left. We're going to be getting the green on 30 to go.
Could this be a fuel mileage race?
You can make it at 30 to go.
Wow.
You can make it on fuel. Whether or not your tires are going to hold out all 30 laps, that's a different story.
And now that we only have, it looks like 7 cars left in the race, we've got a chance to have a nice long green flag run here.
Well, we started it with a nice long green flag run. We almost got the entire fuel run in before just an oops happened on lap 25.
Lights are out on the pace car. Pace car ducks into the pits. It's David Bigger and Joseph John Braun as they come back to the green flag. And Bigger has got the lead, leads him off into turn 1. Once again, look at how close. He is the 14 of John Braun has to really get on the binders to avoid hitting the 57 to Bigger.
Well, he had such a run on that second line coming through turn 2 that you're right. He had to check up so hard. How he was able to maintain his momentum down the back straightaway, I'll never know.
Here they come, single file as they head for turn 1 again. And we've got 27 laps to go, 26 the next time by. Your leader is David Bigger. Joseph John Braun sits in 2nd. Black Jr. looks to the inside, looking for 2nd place. As they head down the main stretch again across the stripe, and it looks like Black Jr. is going to pick up the spot, and he might take the 18 car with him as well.
It looks like he is going to take the 18 car with him, as the 18 wasted no time dispatching a Frenchie, and now sets his sights on climbing it higher. David Bigger right now is running for his life.
He sure is. And he's got some speed. Look at them tangle back there for 2nd place. And around goes the 14 on the high side. Is he going to be able to hold it? John Braun looking for the spot. And Black Jr. coming back from that accident. Did he short fuel, perhaps? I don't know how he was able to get back up to 2nd place.
No.
And they touch. And the 14 claps the wall coming off turn 4. What a battle for 2nd place. Look at the block by the 7 car. And he's sideways going through 1. And there goes the 14 underneath. What a battle.
Wow.
What else can you say, Tony? Wow.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around what I just saw.
Look at this.
These guys aren't done yet. Still 25 laps to go, and these guys are slugging it out like it is a green-white checker right now.
Ray Black Jr. knows what he just went through. To bring out that last yellow, he's been through hell and back again, and he's trying to make it all up again.
Well, it's going to be an uphill battle with the cars that are going to be in front of him with no damage.
Meanwhile, they've reeled into 57 and Bigger. Look at John Braun. He's right on him now. It's a hell of a race once again as Francois Pelletier sits in 3rd, and Granger has reeled into 19, and he's still got Black Jr. on his tail.
Well, the thing is, the one thing I'm noticing is Braun is able to get into the corner. Bigger is backing up his corners. I'm thinking he's going to try to make it from here on fuel. David Bigger looks like he's gonna try to nurse this tank of fuel, and around he goes. There goes that idea.
Oh no.
Well, that's okay.
Well, look at the replay. Oh boy, the 14 got together with the 57. They touched.
And Frenchie caught a piece of that one, as did the 4 of Mangini.
Yes, he did. Mangini was involved as well.
So that's a rough one.
Not going to be happy with that. Bigger's not going to be happy with that one.
I don't think the entire Scuba Life GameCube crew is going to be happy with what just took place tonight. With 2 of their members, for lack of a better term, being punted by the same driver, and it looks like everybody's going to be bringing it down pit side.
I think that's a good call. Meanwhile, I'm looking at car 555, Butch Frazier. I got to tell you, this guy has just been hanging back. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would just say, well, he just doesn't have the speed. But he has just been hanging back there, and guess what? Through attrition, he's moving up, and right now he sits in 6th place.
You're definitely not wrong there. As a matter of fact, you want to talk to Butch?
Sure, bring him on up.
We'll wait till he gets off of pit road before we do that.
We're looking at Butch right now. At least I am.
Oh, yeah.
On my camera.
Nope.
He's getting right sides. Looks like he's getting left sides.
And I think you've got Butch joining us now.
Well, Butch, we're watching you live right now as you're heading out of the pits, and I got to be honest with you, you're really not getting involved in the battles up front. Is that a planned strategy to on your part to work your way up through attrition?
Yeah, that and I was kind of conserving tires and fuel. I had it just on a splash and go earlier, so when the race spun out, it kind of put an end to all that.
Well, this time by, you've got 20 laps to go. Now that you've been hanging back and you're sitting in 5th place, is this the time when you turn it up and go for it?
I don't know. They're pretty reckless up front so far. I don't know. I might stay out of it and see what they do. Let them fight it out.
Well, we noticed you were in the same team speak as the two cars that had, let's just say, an issue with the current leader. Any bad blood currently being talked about? At least that you can say in a PG manner.
Give us the inside scoop.
There's a little bit of steam, but they'll be all right.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
Not saying a whole lot. Just said you can see the smoke coming out of his ears.
Okay, good enough. Thanks a lot, Butch, and best of luck to you for the rest of the race, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
User was moved out of your channel.
Butch Frazier. He's sitting there in 4th place. He's just been sitting back, biding his time. And I'll tell you something, Tony. It's worked.
Well, the good news is Butch can finish absolutely no lower than 6th.
Would you say mission accomplished at that point? I mean,
I would.
When I just asked him, I said, "Is this the time to turn it up?" And he still sounds like he's in conservation mode.
And that's,
is he going for the win, or is he just going to sit back and let everybody take themselves out?
Well, here's the thing about Butch Frazier. I've been trying to get Butch onto our endurance racing team because the one thing you know about Butch Frazier, unless he gets caught up in someone else's dumpster fire and has absolutely no chance to react to it, Butch Frazier's going to bring the car home in one piece. He's going to bring the car home ready to start another stint. And I guarantee you that 555 at the end of this event, unless there's absolutely no chance of him trying to avoid whatever happens in front of him, that car's going to be ready for another race immediately following the checker flag.
Well, if that's the case, I'll tell you something. He's got the perfect strategy to just sit back there and wait because, I mean, the car is in one piece. I don't even think he's had to use his quick repair.
I don't think he has either, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. 6 cars left, 18 laps to go, and you take a look at that inside line. If I was JJ Braun, I'd be sweating bullets right now because the 2 cars behind me are basically going to want to kill me. And he wastes no time trying to get the jump. Doesn't even give Ray Black Jr. a chance to get to him. But Black's going to try to reel him in coming through turns 1 and 2. And gets the run coming off of 2. This could get interesting going into 3.
Oh, it's definitely going to get interesting. Look at the 07 pounding on the back end of that 14. We have got
Granger's
16
around.
laps to go this time by. Uh-oh. It looks like no yellow at this point.
No, because he was out of the racing line when it happened.
So the battle continues up front, and the 14 pulls a couple of car lengths on Black Jr.
So it looks like, you know, what we were talking about with Butch Frazier being caught up on someone else's dumpster fire. Yeah, the 14 didn't know Butch was there. Or the 18 didn't know Butch was there and just turned across his nose. And that's how Granger went around. Meanwhile, back up in front, J.J. Braun shows the way by 4 car lengths. And we are back under caution. Why?
It looks like Ray Black has actually thrown the caution. Why, I don't know, but he's got the authority to do so. I would imagine he wouldn't throw the caution for no reason. I'm just trying to figure out why. I didn't see an incident out there. Did you, Tony?
Well, there was a car way off the pace.
The report comes to us from the pits that Curtis Granger's people are saying thank you for that. So maybe we should put an eye on Granger and see what happened to him.
Well, Granger in the 18 was the one that we saw spinning on lap 1 of the restart. You know, just unfortunately had nowhere to go, turned across the nose of the 555. So Frazier is going to have to finally burn his fast repair because you see a lot of damage on the right front fender.
Yeah, he's got serious damage to the back of that car on the 18 of Granger.
Well, he backed it into the turn 3 wall, and you know, that safer barrier, it's softer than concrete, but it's still, you know, 63 aluminum.
So I guess the explanation for that is if somebody spins or hits the wall and they end up spinning underneath that, you know, the line to the inside of the track, the administrators have the option to throw a yellow flag themselves, and that's what happened here.
They do. And from the looks of it, Ray Black Jr. is still pit farming that car.
And J.J. Braun comes away with the lead. This time, Pelletier is going to sit behind him in second place. David Bigger, is going to line up in third. And here comes Curtis Granger. He's going to, well, looks like he's going to be fourth.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Pelletier and Braun only took right sides.
I wish I knew. I wasn't paying attention. But that, at this point of the race, would definitely be an interesting point.
Well, we're probably going to get the green with about 10 to go. While we're
you
currently...
get the feeling we haven't seen the last yellow flag?
Safe bet. And with what you're doing right now, I do want to remind everybody that Bofa Broadcasting probably does support, and where the hell are they? Prestige Vapory. For all your vaping needs, if you're in the greater San Antonio area, you can stop by their local store, or you can find them on their Facebook page, Prestige Vapory. And what flavor are you using tonight, Rick?
This just happens to be, this is, what do you call it? What is that Christmas flavor? I have to get the bottle. Where's the bottle?
Christmas flavor?
Apple cinnamon, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. And of course, we're proudly supported by Access Sim Gear for all your sim racing peripherals at a reasonable price the average working person can afford. Access Sim Gear is where you want to be, and we just received word Saturday evening that they will be having their first round of prototypes on their website this coming week. So for more information on how you can get your own, accesssimgear.com.
Incidentally, to get back to our sponsor, what was the vaping sponsor?
Prestige Vapory out of San Antonio, Texas. And they do ship worldwide.
Go visit them, especially, I got to tell you, from my own experience, lights are not out on the pace car yet, so I'm going to say this. From my own experience, I smoked for 25 years. Smoked those disgusting, nasty cigarettes.
Hey, now.
With all of the tars.
Hey now.
Nicotine. And, I'm sorry, do we have a cigarette sponsor or something? Or?
No, you have a cigarette smoker in the broadcast booth with you.
Well, I'm sorry, but hey, look. Hey, let the truth be told. I smoked for 25 years, and when I started vaping, I was able to get rid of that habit. And you know what, my friend? You should too.
Yeah, but I drive a Subaru, and I don't want to be that guy.
You know, you make a good point. But quit anyway.
Anyways. Lights are out of the pace car. We're currently working 10 to go. We're going to get the green with 9 to go. And I dare say it's going to be Katie bar the door as J.J. Braun and Frenchie going to start up on point tonight.
I've got a prediction.
I got one too if they can get to him.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. I have a feeling somebody's going to say payback time. But here we go. We're back under green, and Braun's got the lead going into 1.
Braun's got the lead. Frenchie right there. Granger and Big are slugging it out. Here comes Ray Black Jr. on the high side of his teammate as Granger looks to the inside of Frenchie.
Oh, they're so close and they touch.
And Junior's involved.
But they all maintain control, and they continue on. And that's going to give the 14
a
really
there it goes.
Lead with 8 laps to go.
How is that not a caution? The 7 and the 19. I'm thinking
no caution.
Let's watch what happened there. Oh, that's what happened. Again, Butch Frazier.
Whoa, he really sailed in it.
Butch Frazier just a victim of circumstance. Ray Black Jr. tried to cut down. Butch Frazier had a run on him, and Ray Black Jr.'s tires weren't on the ground when he went into his teammate.
Am I seeing things on my replay, or did the 07 go into that corner without even lifting?
Well, he was trying to bomb it in there. The only problem is it would have stuck had its tires stayed on the ground, but...
And guess what?
And
Black Jr. once again brings out the yellow flag.
Well, that's because the 18 is parked in between 3 and 4. And
Black Jr. has a damaged race car, and he's already used up his free pass as far as up, and he's into the wall again.
Well, the 19 and the 57, no, the 19 and the 50 or 18 and the 57 are what brought out this caution.
6 laps to go, and the 7 is in the pits. He's getting towed in, and I've got to say, I think that's it for Black Jr.
Yeah, I think he's calling it a night.
Look at the 18 and the 57.
That's
what together under yellow.
Well, that's what brought out the caution.
And now the 57 nudges the 14 of Bigger. I got to say, it's a good thing that these guys are sitting behind their keyboards right now, because it might get ugly in the pits if this was reality.
Security to the haulers.
Yeah, somebody'd have to be escorted out, and I'll let you guess who that is.
Whoever swings first with the torque wrench. But
Meanwhile,
here's the good news about the NASCAR rule book. Because if you read the rule book, you only have to pay $10,000 on the first hit. Everything after that is, whoa!
Oh, the 555 goes around.
I was going to say, everything after that is free.
It was the 18 of Granger that turned him around. Why in the world would he do that?
I don't know. But I don't think this is over.
Meanwhile, let's take a look at the lights on the pace car. He just hit the start-finish line.
Nope, lights are still on. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage again.
We might get 1 lap if we're lucky. 1 lap of green.
Okay, so they were playing bumper tag coming through 1 and 2. The 555 brake checks the 18, and the 18 just drops the hammer on him.
This is getting to be one of the strangest sim races I've seen in an awful long time. And I'll tell you something, Tony. Now I just did the math, simple math. Next time by is lap 99. Lights are still on in the pace car. So even if the lights went off on the pace car, we get 1 lap.
And that's the race. Well then.
Keep your eyes on the pace car. Keep your eyes. Here he comes. To the line. If the lights go off, we get one lap. The lights stay on.
That's
The
the race,
lights
ladies and
stay
gentlemen.
on. It's over. And J.J. Braun is going to win it. David Bigger, as long as the engine holds up and the wheels stay on, will come across in second. Butch Frazier hangs in there, as he did all night long, just playing it conservative, and gets a podium finish. Curtis Granger's going to bring it home in fourth. Francois Pelletier is going to be fifth, and that rounds out your top five. And guess what? Those are the last cars out on the racetrack, Tony.
Definitely a race of attrition tonight, Rick. And, you know, I would like to invite everybody that if you have any interest in the Xfinity car, the B car, as we used to call it, you know, this normally is a really good group of drivers to race with, as we saw early on. You know, they were racing side by side. They were racing hard. They were racing clean. I'm thinking just the frustration and you know, the tiredness of how hard they were running finally got to some of these guys towards the end here. But, you know, I would like to invite everybody to join them on their Facebook page, join them in their league page on iRacing. That's the E-Auto Racing Series. You know, Frenchie, real good guy, you know, tries to run the league as cleanly as he can, and I'm thinking that there's going to be some talkings to in the post-race here.
I think there will be. And I wish that we could be privy to those conversations, because I'm sure that the fans would love to hear that. Here goes the 14. Incidentally, the white flag has been thrown. Here he comes through turn 4. The checkered flag lies just ahead. And Joseph John Braun, after an eventful evening, to put it mildly, and now he's going through the pace cars. He comes to the checkered flag. John Braun wins it.
David Bigger holding on for second, Butch Frazier for third. And I don't think we've seen the last of this yet. We're going to take a look at the 555. Nope, the 18.
There goes the 18.
The 18 just, yeah, no thanks.
Let's watch the rest of the guys. Let's see if they actually bring it into the pit smoothly, or...
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Post-race celebrations. Clonk.
Right. The 14 is going to kick it around sideways. Not exactly the traditional donuts that we're used to, but now he's in the grass doing his celebratory thing.
And unfortunately, we don't have him in TeamSpeak. So we are going to go to
User was moved to your
Mr.
channel.
David Bigger, who came in home in second place tonight. And David, that was a hard fought one. Talk us through what was going through your mind just prior to not this past caution, but the caution before that. If you can keep it PG-13, sir.
I can keep it as PG-13 as possible. It's I had a car that was probably not the fastest car, but capable of definitely leading. And you know, sometimes guys, when they're just not very good, just run into the back of people to make corners. So it's okay. It'll just be remembered for the next time we race together.
Well, David, it definitely was a race of attrition tonight. We've got the car 555 of Butch Frazier, who basically just rode around in last place all night, and through attrition alone was able to move his way up to third place. Do you think perhaps that was the way to go tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think earlier in the race, a bunch of us were just trying to kind of be a little bit easier on the cars going through the corners. That's why I was trying to stay back off of everybody when the 4, the 14, the 15 were all running into each other. It was just to try to survive for a little bit. And it looked like I kind of was able to do that. We were joking with Butch there at the end that, you know, he's probably in the worst place considering everybody's all mad at each other.
Well, you know, you talk about, you know, having teammates like that. Talk us through, you know, some of the strategies you guys are doing earlier, because we saw that you and Ray Black Jr. were actually the last two to go down pit road a couple of times.
Yeah, the first time we did that was a total mistake because we didn't realize that the stage was ending, and then we realized the stage was ending, and that became a forced pit stop, so we were in the back. And then after that, I was just kind of already back there, so I usually my strategy is just kind of stay in the back and just kind of run it out until we get closer to the end and then get up there. But with all those speeding penalties everybody had that just kind of handed me the lead, I was like, okay, I'll just see if I can stay up here. And it looked like I was able to for a little bit.
Okay. So we weren't made aware of stages tonight, so that would explain why the caution came out a couple of times, Rick.
Yeah, when he said stages, I said, stages?
Yeah, stages. 25 laps, and then we ran to the end.
Pretty good.
So joining us now is going to be your teammate tonight, Mr. Butch Frazier, who went from the outhouse to the penthouse, so to speak. Butch, looks like your strategy paid off with the podium finish tonight.
Yeah, it was ugly, but I got up there.
Probably not the way you wanted to do it, but still, a podium finish is a podium finish.
Yeah, I'm not the fastest at Iowa. I don't run here very much, so I was just trying to find a way to get there, and I did. Like I say, it was ugly. I didn't mean to bump the 18, but I'm sure he wasn't happy about that.
Oh, is that why he bumped you under the caution?
Yeah, I bumped him in the corner, and he went up and smacked the wall, I think.
Yeah, that's what brought out that final caution was him turning down across your nose.
Yeah, but then he hit him under caution.
He did. What was...
Was that a payback or what?
Yeah, he turned me under caution, and I come back around and brake checked him and kind of mashed the front of his car. So
it was a race of attrition, and all of us were mad at the end.
Fair enough. So now I'm not 100% certain. Where's the schedule move to next week?
That's a great question, and you could ask Mr. Ray Black Jr. that.
Yeah, I don't think they've told us yet.
Well, let's grab the gentleman with probably the more PG-13 of the two, as far as being able to speak tonight. Frenchie, definitely a race of attrition tonight. Where does the series move to next week?
Next week we're following the Xfinity program. So wherever it goes next week, I don't even know what race it is next week, but we follow it. So we're starting to rebuild our series and having some fun with this right now. I know tonight was a light field, but boy, I had a great time. A lot of people were racing hard and banging doors, and I didn't have a greatest start in qualifying position I wanted, but I felt I worked my way to the front a little bit and tried to keep my car in good standings. But it is for fun. There's really no points yet in this series, so just had fun and people just banging a little bit more than they usually do.
Fair enough.
Wow, that was for fun. Imagine what it's going to be like when there's something at stake.
Yeah, they won't be touching people as much as they did tonight. I mean, I felt pretty good in the restart. I was sizing up, the leader, and then the 18, I gave him too much room to come on in, and obviously he didn't hold it in turn 4, so he decided to utilize me in the wall, but it's all right. I wanted to get back into the race. I wish we have a system here that allows us to do green-white checkered, because it would have been total mayhem.
That would have been extremely entertaining. I definitely side with you on that. I wish that was available in iRacing.
In the future, what we're doing is we're adding like 10 laps to the race. So if it's a 100 lap or 200 lap race, we're going to add 10 to 15 laps, and then the race ends at 200 unless there's overtime, and that's what those extra laps will be for, and that's the way we're going to fix it in the future.
That sounds good to me. How about you, Tony?
I think it's probably in lieu of iRacing giving us the option for a green-white checker. I think that's probably the best scenario that could play out. So.
Absolutely. In tonight's race, though, I will tell you, I think I had one great move. I don't know what lap it was on, but I ended up taking Junior and the 14 car down low and passing them both, and I thought, I can't wait to see that in replay.
Yeah, you crossed them over coming off of turn 4. We did see all of that, so.
It was awesome. I had a good time.
All right, so.
And you did a great job there, Frenchie.
We try.
Well, Rick, your first experience with the E-Auto Racing Series, first impressions, what do you think?
Well, I think it was a great race. I mean, I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. These guys were aggressive, and let's face it. People want to see incidents out there. They want to see good racing, but also, to pique the excitement, you're going to have some incidents out there. And we got a little bit of everything out there tonight, Tony.
We did, and that's something that the E-Auto Racing Series time in and time out has brought to the table. Is there's always going to be action throughout the throughout the field. You know, you're going to get some cars strung out a little bit, but you're always going to be able to find a battle. And 99% of the time, unless we're running a short track and tempers are finally flaring towards the end of the event, you know, Frenchie can attest to this. I know Butch can too. You know, these guys are going to race hard, but they're going to try to race as clean as possible throughout the entire event.
Absolutely. I will say one thing about our secretary for broadcasting. You know, the woman out there who just says nothing but user has joined your channel. We don't need to know that. We don't need to know. We could fire her. We could really let her go.
Ah, yes, I will. I'll explain to you how to turn that off later. But you know, that's gonna about do it for us tonight. Would like to remind everybody that we're gonna be off tomorrow night, but I will be back in the booth with Mr. Byron Rodney on Wednesday night as the Top Fuel Racing Series kicks off its inaugural IR18 season at Hello Dunnington. How you doing?
Yeah.
So join us for that one, and Jim, join us next week when we will be back here with the E-Auto Racing Series. Until then, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's good.
Can we go through our top 10? Joseph John Braun was the one that comes home the winner.
Stop.
David Bigger was second. No? No? Butch Frazier third. Curtis Granger fourth. Francois
Stop.
Pelletier. Oh, I'm sorry.